You're listening to the Westminster Canterbury Tales podcast, creating community to foster joy and well-being. Thanks for listening. Thank you for listening to the Westminster Canterbury Tales. We are here with Janet Turner and Cheryl Justice from the Wellness and Fitness Department of WC. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello. We're glad to be here.
Really excited to have you guys. Today, I know they want to talk a little bit about women's health, and that's huge. So we're just going to dive right in with Cheryl. What do you got?
We have talked about doing this for a while because we have a lot of women, of course, that come and work out in our fitness center, and we hear many complaints constantly about different body parts, and we thought we would get together and talk about how to overcome those complaints.
This is about loving the body that you're in, and that's very difficult for women, especially as we age, especially in this society where we're valued by looking slim and young.
Oh, you mean because the magazines put 30-some-year-olds on the 50-some-year-olds magazine?
They definitely
20,
do.
20-something, yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they think they need to look like that.
And they look like they eat nothing but a carrot a day. Right.
Or pea pods.
Well, the sizes of women has definitely changed over time. If you look back in the 1930s, 1940s, a size 0 then would not fit into one of our legs right now.
That's the truth.
You would not be able to put on a 2023 size 0.
Just like plate sizes.
Yeah, exactly. Just being able to fit into what we are and what the average size of a woman is has definitely drastically changed over the years.
Myself, sometimes I'll see a woman dressed in something that I would not be comfortable in because it's very snug. I don't usually wear my clothes very snug, but she looks great and she has this great demeanor about herself, and I always think, man, I wish I had her body image because I don't. You know, I grew up being a heavy child, and I was always that chubby little girl. And I didn't change that until I was in my 30s. And so I still kind of have that perception of myself.
So how would you say your perspective changed from, or how your mindset changed from when you dropped all of that weight in your 30s to how you look now, which, by the way, is fantastic.
Thank you.
So
we love it when people say, you can't be that old.
That's a backhanded compliment.
Well, like I say, when I was younger, I was always heavy. And then as I was going on into business, I was larger, and I was into marketing, and I smoked, and I was close to 200 pounds. And my joke that my kids used to say would be, they'd say, Mommy, you stop and then your legs stop, because I carry all my weight in my legs. And a lot of people carry their weight in their abdomen, but me, I carry it in my legs. So I still have a lot of what do you call those lines on your legs? Not cellulite.
Stretch lines.
Stretch marks, yes, on my legs, where I was so much bigger on my legs. So it takes a lot to turn that around, but I actually turned mine around. I was married to a guy that wasn't very nice at that time, and I was in about size 20 clothes and didn't want to go any bigger. And I had a big disagreement with him and went down to visit my mother in Florida and started working out at a gym down there, at a Gold's Gym, and I loved how I felt after it. And I continued that lifestyle and lost, it took me a year to lose the weight, which is, by the way, a good thing when you have that much weight to lose, because if you lose it fast, it's going to come back on, right?
Yeah, I mean, 1 year, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's like dedication right there.
Yeah, that's why I'm calling our team weight loss thing Team Weight Loss Adventure, because you have different challenges every day, and you have to decide, maybe this day you're going to eat, and next day you get back to, or eat something unhealthy, and next day you get back to it. But anyway, I changed all that around, and I wanted to change my lifestyle totally, to quit smoking and get healthy, and then I wanted to help other women get that way.
How I got in the fitness industry? That was way back in my 20s when I wanted to have a child. And I knew that I wanted to be around a long time. So I started exercising before I got pregnant with my first, so that I would be in the best shape I could be. And then as I became a mother, and I actually got divorced, so then it was even more important to me, because I was a single mother, that I live a long, full life for my daughters. Then as I've gotten older, it became about my grandson. But I've kind of come full circle. Now it's about me. I do it for me. I exercise for me because it makes me feel good. Actually, there's a quote by BKS Iyengar. So I'm a yoga person. He developed the Iyengar method of yoga, and he said, "Your body is a temple. Treat your body like a temple." And it is. This is where our souls reside, so we have to take care of it.
Well, we teach that restorative yoga, and we're talking the whole time we're teaching it, and we're trying to say to people, because we're trying to get them to relax and feel loved and cared for when we're teaching it. So I say stuff like, be your best friend, be your own best friend, because we are so critical of our own selves. I did a little stint of asking lots of women that came into the fitness center, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would you change? And it was amazing the variety of answers that I got. And one woman said, can I have more than one? But we did ask a lot of different questions to people to try to see what they really thought of themselves. And the skin issue was a big thing as we got older. Mm-hmm. And it's a big thing with all of us, I think. Abby, you're not old enough to realize that yet, but your skin becomes your enemy sometimes because it loses its elasticity. So we complain about that.
I think it's important it helps think about, I need to lose weight here, or I have too many wrinkles here.
I have to tell this on you. Janet is, we're both doing this weight loss thing the weight loss adventure for the team that we've created. And as part of it, our dietitian did a body scan. And if you know anything about body fat, if you're 30% or 25 to 30%, you're almost obese. And if you're over 30%, you're considered obese. Well, anybody that looks at Janet and I knows Janet's a lot smaller than me. I have maybe a little bit smaller waist, but she's very petite and very beautiful woman. And so when her body fat came back, it said she was 32% and she was obese. And I call her Lucy half the time because she does some crazy funny things, but she kept going, I can't eat that, I'm obese.
Well, I'm also saying, if I'm already 32% of my body is body fat, what's one more percent? Maybe
might as well eat that.
I'm going to eat that. Yeah, so my actual BMI was 22%, which is very healthy. Mm-hmm. As we get older, some of us, you were talking about your legs, it goes a little bit to my midsection. So,
we lose height. That's a big thing. When you lose height, that stuff's got to go somewhere.
Do yoga.
So you just shrink.
We do. We shrink.
I do. I have one of our students in yoga class. She's actually taller from doing yoga.
It's the stretching upward.
Yes.
Because gravity pulls us down and we start to lose that height. And we do lose bone mass as we get older too. So that increases your body fat because it's body fat, tissue, and lean mass. So lean mass is also your bones and tissues and organs.
How hard is it to do weight loss challenges with seniors? Is there difficulty in that because of the age? Is it harder to lose the weight?
It's kind of like a snowball effect to some degree. There used to be a show about the 600-pound man, and people used to say, man, he must eat a whole lot. Not necessarily, because the more body fat doesn't burn very many calories during the day. Lean mass does. So your bones, tissues, and organs, they burn a lot of calories during the day. Body fat doesn't. So the higher your body fat gets, because if you're inactive, then you can gain weight a lot easier. And that's what happens as we get older. So that's why strength training is very important. And we encourage people to come into the gym and do the HER machines and the free weights and the classes.
And really our weight loss sessions that we do have with the seniors, it's not really focused on weigh-ins and measuring as much as it is and how to make healthy choices specifically here at WC, where you have so many choices and you have all those wonderful desserts lined up.
So many options all the time.
And so we go over the menu with them and help them learn. I mean, it's education.
And I see you guys are coming out with that new menu, what is it?
It's Wise Choices. I can't think of what it's called, but yes, it helps them to make wiser choices.
Okay.
Yeah. Because a lot of times people think they're eating healthy. I know when I was heavier, I would eat like a salad and 20 club crackers. Well, 20 club crackers is about 600 calories.
Really?
Yes, they're really. You know that one of those little packs of Ritz crackers is 140 calories.
What are they made with? Lard?
I don't know, but lard's what your butt turns into if you eat very many of them.
Oh my gosh, I gain all of my weight in the center of my stomach, so I constantly look pregnant.
No, you do
It's
not.
just that bubble. But I wish it would go down lower.
Well, unfortunately, we can make a lot of choices as far as what we eat and how we work out, but we are still products of our parents. Mm-hmm. So I take after my father, who had the heavier legs. He was tall. My mother's short and petite. I still rather be tall. I hated being tall when I was a kid. My mom would always say, stand up straight. And I think, oh, God, I hate being tall. Now I'm glad. I wouldn't mind being a little taller.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I also like to think about our bodies and not, I think I started to say, not just being critical and looking at things that you don't like about yourself, but look at, okay, so maybe we have a little bit of roundness in our lower bellies that we didn't have when we were a little younger. Well, maybe we have something to show for it, like our children.
Yeah, true.
And that's certainly worth having a slightly rounder belly, even though I blame them for it. My kids don't accept guilt. I've tried to guilt trip them. But look at all the wonderful things your body has done. Maybe you don't like that little extra, flabby tricep under the arm area. Well, certainly we'll help you. We'll help you with that. We'll help you give you exercises with that. However, think about what your arms have done. Loved ones that you've held, creations that you've made. Maybe like Cheryl makes quilts. I do little crafty things. I paint a little bit. Think about all the wonderful things. Your legs, you're hard on yourself with your legs, or you have been in the past.
I'm thankful to have two legs that work.
Yes, exactly. We need to practice gratitude, have an attitude of gratitude, because our bodies are truly amazing.
They go through a lot. They do a lot. They constantly support us.
Yes.
And, get us from A to B.
So it's important not to abuse them with too much alcohol and tobacco products and too much fat and white carbs. And you feel better when you exercise and you eat healthy. You not only do you feel better, but I put that article in recently in the chatter. You sleep better, and I'd say almost everybody in our community here has had trouble with sleeping at some point in time. So even if you don't like to exercise, we all like to sleep.
Yeah, that's true. It's hard to work during the day if you haven't had enough sleep. But we truly need to love ourselves first. It's hard to love anybody else if you don't love yourself first. I think there's a lot of people that aren't happy because they don't know how to love themselves. They are constantly so critical of themselves, they're not appreciating all the things they do have and all the, the breaths and steps and everything that their body does for them every day. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I feel like as I've gotten older, it's just been a kind of a natural occurrence where I've learned to love my body and myself a little bit more and give myself grace, where I used to beat myself up a little bit about some choices that I made in the past. We're talking about men. But you know what? I love this phrase, we all do the best we can at the time with the information we're given.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, then we have to give ourselves grace and learn from your experiences.
Right. The most successful person has learned from their failures.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when I smoked, it took me like 4 times before I quit smoking, but you just can't beat yourself up. You have to accept it and move on.
So a lot of these residents, I've noticed, they grow up in a generation where women are supposed to be put together. Your hair's done, your makeup's done, shirt's tucked in if it needs to be, dress below your knees. How hard is it to work with a resident who has struggled with their self-image their entire life, and now they're 90, still struggling with their self-image, and you're trying to make them see their worth, see their body image for something better and for more gratification. So how difficult is it to work with a senior who's struggled with self-image for 90 years?
Do we have anybody like that?
Well, yeah, we do.
I love our residents. Our residents are awesome.
I was just going to say, we're here. Okay, I'm just going to say it. We're not here for a paycheck. This is a
here for the
nonprofit.
residents. We love the residents.
We love the residents, so we can love them. We can give them words of affirmation, and I think one of the great things about this community is that it is a community. No one's alone, and most people have found amazing friendships here.
Yes.
And women tend to support women.
And we have a lot of women.
We do.
Actually, our women significantly outnumber our men.
Yes.
We do.
Uh-huh.
So I think it kind of it helps to be here and be supported by the staff and by your friends. I mean, men are great too, but there's something about women needing women, and only women really understand women.
That's true.
Men always want to fix it. They want to fix it. We want to just vent.
Oh, we just want a hug. Just give us a hug and be on your way.
Hugs are nice.
So, with your positions here at WC in the fitness and wellness department, what is your number one goal?
To make the residents healthy and happy.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, both of us have a yoga type background, and we love portraying that peace that comes with yoga and how important that is.
You guys definitely radiate positivity
We
and
try to.
calm and peace.
Not every day, but I'll tell you something that she and I do. You might see us go outside at lunchtime and we walk, and because legs over here, I have to walk really fast to keep up with her, so it's really good for me. But we vent. We walk and vent. You know, we're kind of snarling and grumbling, and then we're like, big sigh, and we're good.
I feel so
we are.
much better.
And then we're back to being positive. So, little secret.
Yeah, exercise helps us too. In
It
fact, we
does.
couldn't make it without it.
It does. I kickbox at home, and right now I'm not quite. I'm going to rejoin the gym. I stayed away because of COVID, and I get my yayas out. If I'm mad about anything, I'm punching and kicking the air, and that helps too.
And sometimes the residents will see us walking or working out, and they'll say, "Well, we didn't know you did that." Like, "Wow, yeah, we try to practice while we preach."
But we also have to try to keep up with them.
I know that the residents are very thankful and grateful to have a wellness and fitness studio.
And it has really grown since I've been here in the last 6 years too.
And you built that whole new wellness
Yes,
studio within the
yes.
last 5 years, right?
Yes, and we hope to keep growing. Keep that wellness attitude.
Well, as we expand, we're going to need to definitely.
Yeah.
Get an outdoor pool.
And a lot of people don't realize we go up into the assisted living facility on several different levels of care, and even we personal train in clients' rooms in assisted living, even in the Hoy. So
Okay.
we're here for everybody.
Yeah, we are.
The whole campus.
And sometimes it's not even as much about getting them moving as just companionship.
We're making them laugh.
Yeah, yeah, we're good at that. Sometimes we don't even try.
Yeah. And sometimes you don't have to try it
I
all.
don't have to try. Like she said, we have a lot of I Love Lucy moments.
One time we were in the office together, and she bent down to pick up something out of the floor, and she's like, "Cheryl, I'm stuck. Her hair, which is beautiful and curly, had gotten stuck on something on the computer, and I had to untangle her.
Oh, that's when they put up those glass
those walls.
partitions,
Oh,
and
my
they had like a
goodness.
vice thing set up, and it was stuck. Yeah, you know,
It was cute, though.
it's always something.
Yeah.
I'm on a fitness journey. We're all on a journey every day.
Yeah.
Hopefully, to be a better person than you were the day before. I think that's a good goal to have, and the fitness journey is the same way. So, I mean, I'm not where I would like to be, but I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. So, you know, you just got to laugh at it.
I know sometimes when I'm teaching yoga, I'll make the statement, be the best you can be today. Don't worry about what you were yesterday. Because sometimes we're not the same today. You might be tighter today. You know, hydration affects your flexibility. They may not be able to bend as much. So we work on what we are today. We don't worry about yesterday or tomorrow.
So, what would you say to encourage our residents to continue to look at themselves in a positive outlook?
There's different steps to fitness. First, you have to accept that you want to change. What is it? There's 7 steps, I think.
Oh, I don't have them memorized.
Oh, it's something like that.
You have to
But
be
anyway,
ready to
You have to
change.
be ready for change, and you have to accept it slowly. You know, maybe it's just saying, okay, I'm going to start working out, and then maybe you get some clothes or new shoes or something, and then maybe you talk to a trainer about what you might need to do. and taking Janet's in charge of the senior fitness testing, that's a great place to start. You know, she will send you a nice, I've never known her to be critical, a nice note evaluating all the results of your test and what you might need to work on. Maybe you need to add yoga, meditation, or maybe you need to add the strength class.
I make suggestions.
You make nice suggestions. Yes, you do. And that is a good place to start. So when they call, when you call them on their birthday month, and you sign them up, and then you do their test, and then you send them nice notes, right?
That's right. That's right. And I also think that you have to have measurable goals. You can't just, start with, I want to lose 50 pounds, in 2 months. I mean, first of all, that's probably not healthy, and it's not really measurable. So maybe trying to think of some of the clients we work with. I have one that wanted to be able to walk a mile without breathing really hard or having any pulmonary issues, because this client has pulmonary issues. So that's an achievable goal.
I have a client who takes care of her husband, and she needs to be able to keep up that strength to help him if he falls, or open a jar because he can't open it for her anymore. So things along that, just simple goals. It doesn't have to be a goal to lose weight. Maybe it's just a goal to be the best you can be.
And ease into your healthy habits. Yeah. It's not going to happen overnight. Also, you might want to put some filters on some things. Society, some of the, like we were talking about, those magazines that have the, 20-year-old, they look so skinny to me. So don't look at it. Don't subscribe to those magazines. I'm very happy with, for instance, Yoga Journal. Just for instance, I don't read a lot of magazines, but they will feature someone different each month. I have seen veterans with amputees. Okay, I've seen obese women featured doing yoga, because yoga is for everybody. So is exercise. It's for everybody. You just might have to modify a little bit. Also with the TV shows that only feature really thin people, you might want to just put some healthy filters on that. And some of those shows, like I know a lot of people like these, but like The Bachelor, America's Top Model, that kind of stuff, you don't... I mean, if you like it, look at it, have the right perspective. This is not reality. And remember, these people have they have really expensive personal trainers and dietitians that work with them. And plus, they have filters on them. They do not look like that in real life.
Oh, yeah, those pictures are so photoshopped, so edited.
If you ever see those magazines, like the National Enquirer at the checkout, I don't buy them, but I'm not going to lie, I look at them at the checkout aisle. If they have a special feature that shows pages of cellulite on celebrities, it makes me weirdly happy.
Jan.
There is a magazine that I do like that I think could be useful. The Breathe magazine. It's all about mental wellness and physical wellness, and some of them have different themes to each one. It's a mental health magazine.
Check that out.
I get it at like Food Lion when I'm shopping. I'll see the newest edition and pick it up. But it really teaches you to like practice mindfulness. The benefits of taking a hot bath, the benefits of exercising before you sleep. It definitely gives you lots of different ways to be better just in yourself. I'll have to bring that and share it with you guys.
Well,
I have a ton of them.
Brag on the catalog company, Athleta. Is that how you say that? They feature models that are not all thin. They feature
there are
heavier
shifts.
models.
There are shifts going
there
on where there's plus size girls being featured, and also it used to be with musicians, like singers. They all had to be really thin too, and that's not necessarily the case.
Stewardesses, airplane stewardesses.
Right.
From what I've read, it seems that the ideal size would be a 0 or a 2, but the average size of a woman today in America is a size 12.
That is correct. The average size is a size 12.
But the ideal, the ones that the marketers and the programs on TV and movies that want you to think the ideal size of a woman is a 0 or a 2, and I feel like that damages the perspective of not only seniors and grown adults, but our little ones.
Our young women.
Exactly.
My little 10-year-old will come home and
Right.
say, somebody called me fat at school today. And I'm like, you're not even 65 pounds yet. What do you mean fat? Like, you don't have an ounce of fat on you. But it messes with her tiny little 10-year-old brain. It just destroys something little in her.
And then there's eating disorders that develop from that. I have 2 daughters. I banned Barbie. And then someone gave one of my daughters a Barbie, and I'm like, oh, all right. So every time before they played with the Barbie, we had this conversation. Is Barbie like a real woman? I'm serious. You can ask my girls. Is Barbie like a real woman? No, Mommy. Why not? Because real women come in all shapes and sizes, and that's what makes them beautiful.
Bingo.
That's great.
I love that.
That is cute.
And you were talking about that magazine and how take a bubble bath. So before you brought up how do you help residents love themselves? That's a great point. Do things for yourself that nurture yourself. For me, it's spending time in nature. Maybe getting out on my kayak on the lake, or just sitting in my sunroom and looking out and reading a book, or for some, it might be taking a nice, relaxing hot bath. So we need to be kind and gentle and do things for ourselves.
Yeah, because if you're negative and constantly putting yourself down or thinking bad thoughts about yourself, that actually affects your health. You can raise your blood pressure, it can make you have nervous problems. So it's better
I think equally important for you guys is, or for the wellness department, is teaching mindfulness. I don't think you can get that exercising aspect and feel as good as you possibly can about yourself without the mindfulness.
If we can get them into, and I've taught some meditation classes too, if we can get them into yoga class, even Pilates, there's some mindfulness involved with that. I Chi, which is in the pool, Tai Chi. If we can get them in the door, they usually get hooked. Because here is a place where for 45 minutes or so, you're going to let the rest of the world go. You're going to leave your worries, your to-do lists, the past, the future behind. You're simply mindful in the present moment. And when they do that, their blood pressure lowers, their resting heart rate lowers. There's a myriad of benefits. So we just need to, this hopefully will reach a few of them to try some of that.
I think it's all we have to. Didn't you have a poem you wanted to read?
I do. I have a poem by Donna Ashworth, and it's called Make Peace with Your Body. Make peace with your body today, my friend, for it has toiled for many years just to keep you alive. It has grown, weathered virus and disease, healed countless wounds, and fought many unseen battles to keep your soul intact for its journey through this life. It has changed, but striving against this change is like trying to blow away the wind. Futile, pointless, misery-making. Your body has served you well and done so with your daily hate and disapproval. It has suffered years of negativity, pulsing its way from brain to your cells. Not good enough, not attractive enough, not perfect. And every day you thought it wasn't perfect. It really, truly was. It was keeping you alive, supporting your rash decisions, counteracting your foolish mistakes, doing everything in its power to stay in the game for you. Make peace with your body today, my friend. Say your apologies, right your wrongs, and move on with appreciation. You are blessed. Look around you. Not everyone is blessed. Not everyone is so blessed. Not everyone is breathing, walking, thriving. And whilst you are looking around, see that nobody is perfect. The way a body looks says nothing about its strength, its longevity, its endurance. Make peace with your body.
I love that.
Wow, Janet and Cheryl, thank you guys for joining us and sharing the bits and pieces of your goals and what you strive to do in our community. And keep up the great work. We're really excited to see what the wellness and fitness team.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah, thank you guys. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Westminster Canterbury Tales podcast. Thank you for listening.